Drake's God's Plan, it's one of the biggest songs of the last decade, right? But here's the thing. It's a song that's completely split in two. It tells two totally different stories at the exact same time. So in this explainer, we're going to pull those two halves apart, look at that tension, and figure out what this whole thing is really about. All right, let's get into it.
And boom, right out of the gate, you get hit with this massive contradiction. On one side, you've got these lyrics that are just dripping with paranoia, right? It's a lot of bad things that they wishing and wishing on me. But then you look at the screen and he's telling people anything you guys want in the store, it's free. It's like, wait, what? That clash, that whiplash you feel, that's not a mistake. That's the whole key.
So yeah, you've got a song of two halves. On the inside, it's this dark, personal struggle. But on the outside, it's all about positive, public action. So how does that work? How can both of those things be true at the same time? And what's the story that gets told when you smash them together? Yeah, exactly. What is really going on here? That's the puzzle we're going to solve. We're going to look at both sides of the coin, the lyrics and the video, and find out what connects these two totally opposite worlds. Okay, first up, the lyrics. Let's talk about the pressure. Seriously, if you just ignore the video for a second and only listen to the words, you get this picture of a guy who is just buckling under the weight of it all. The fame, the scrutiny, all that negative energy. And then you get a line like this. Trying to keep it peaceful is a struggle for me. That's incredibly vulnerable, right? It's him basically admitting, look, staying calm isn't easy. It's like he's in this constant fight with something, always trying to mess with his peace.
Wow. And then it gets even heavier. I don't want to die for them to miss me. Think about that for a second. He's talking about his legacy, but it's soaked in this anxiety, this fear that people will only appreciate him, will only get it after he's already gone. That's a super dark thought, and it kind of haunts the whole track.
And right here, this is where the paranoia just becomes undeniable. Someone watching this shit close. Yep, close. It's that feeling of being under a microscope 24/7. And that repetition, that yup, close, you can just feel how intense and suffocating that scrutiny is. So, when you put all these lyrics together, what do you get? You get someone who's constantly on defense. It's like he's always bracing himself, trying to block all these unseen bad things that he feels are coming his way. It's all about survival.
Okay, but then there's the video. And it takes all that dark, paranoid energy we just talked about and does a complete 180. We go from paranoia to purpose. We see that pressure being turned into something incredibly positive. And it starts with something you can't ignore, a number, $50,000, right there in the video. This isn't just some vague idea of giving back. Nope, it's a real, concrete amount of money that basically kicks off this whole other side of the story. And from there, it doesn't stop. The video literally becomes a list of good deeds. 25 grand to a school, that other 50 grand donation, shopping sprees for families, getting toys for, quote, every single kid, and even honoring mothers. Each one of these actions is like a direct answer to the darkness in the lyrics. And see, this is what makes it feel real. It's not just about throwing money around. He says, we are nothing without our mothers. You gotta make sure you take care of your mom too. That line just grounds the whole thing. It connects all this big money giving to something everyone can understand. It makes it human. All right, so we have these two completely opposite things happening, paranoid lyrics and incredibly generous actions. So how do we connect them? Well, the answer's been sitting there the whole time, right in the title. We just need to figure out what God's plan actually means here. And you know what? The lyrics actually tell us exactly what it is. He says, I feel good, sometimes I don't. Okay, that's the struggle, the highs and lows. Then he says, I can't do this on my own. And that's the solution. So God's plan isn't about sitting back and waiting. It's an active plan. You get through the bad times by helping others and letting them help you. And there it is. That's the bridge. The lyrics are the struggle. The actions are the response. You see? The paranoia isn't contradicting the generosity, it's causing it. All that giving is his way of fighting back against all those bad things he sings about. It's his counterattack. So what does this all mean in the end? It's about legacy. It's about completely redefining what that means, moving from being afraid of the future to actively building it. Remember that line from earlier about not wanting to die to be missed? Well, this line is the answer. They gon' tell the story. Shit was different with me. He's decided he's not going to wait around and let other people define him. He's writing his own story with his own actions right now. He's making sure it's a story worth telling.
So in the end, God's plan isn't just a song. It's not just a music video. It's a statement. It's like a blueprint for how to take all that negative energy, the pressure, the paranoia, the hate, and turn it on its head, to transform it into something positive.
And that kind of leaves us with a big question, one that goes way beyond just Drake or this song. When we're faced with our own struggles, our own pressures, what story are our actions telling?